DJ.
Wow, man, I can't believe we're recording an episode a minute ago and then we get the darkest news we could have gotten today.
So
Wow.
I'm not trying to jump on the hype train of trying to get any clout or anything, but I wanted to do this while this is fresh, while this just happened, so we could really get like the most real reaction. Um, welcome everybody to the Cinnabar Islands Hot Takes podcast. This is an emergency podcast. We're just kind of releasing it and recording it right away. Probably won't be released until later, but we just found out just moments ago that Akira Toriyama passed away today.
It's insane, man. Real talk, that is a shocker, I've from the information that has been released, it looks like it's due to illness, so it was not any foul play involved, at least at this time, which is at least, thank goodness for that. Um there is a big industry in Japan of anime and mangas and stuff, and many would say that this guy brought or encouraged or just created the Western world's ability to see what the Eastern world got to see, especially with Dragon Ball, and Dragon Ball series as a whole. Um, he's known as the guy who motivated certain other people, like the creators of One Piece, Bleach, Naruto. He inspired those. We're talking about Sensei Oda. Who doesn't want to see the end of One Piece? I hope hell for Oda and let him finish One Piece in general. Um, Kishimoto, that guy. We talk about Akira Toriyama to such a level that we almost put Kishimoto in the same level, because Naruto as an anime, wow, Chef's Kiss, amazing, one of the top animes, manga books you can name. Because we can relate to the character, like Goku was relatable until he became Super Saiyan, and we could all wanted to be him. But
Right.
so like now we've come to terms that that just remember to love your loved ones, man. I mean, it's tough. I always wanted to go meet Akira Toriyama at a Comic-Con or something, and I haven't had the ability or the pleasure to go to one recently, but I definitely will say that this one hit me. And like normally celebrities and stuff doesn't bother me, but this one hits different.
No,
This hits home.
this is someone who is responsible for molding our childhood. The way he told the stories of his beloved characters in Dragon Ball, in Dragon Ball Z, and in Dragon Ball Super. Sure, there were times that we were frustrated with the characters and some of their development. I mean, gosh, like we could make so many jokes about Goku becoming dumb from Dragon Ball Z to Dragon Ball Super, like not knowing where babies came from. Like, but yet in Dragon Ball Z, you can see that he clearly loved like his wife, and even though he was obsessed with fighting, like, and we complained a little bit about some of these inconsistencies, but
I can't.
they are overshadowed by the beautiful storytelling of some of our favorite characters, especially one for me especially is Teen Gohan versus Cell.
Best fight in Z. I don't care what anybody says about Goku Vegeta, Super Saiyan 2, Majin Vegeta. That was not the fight. The fight was really Teen Gohan versus Cell, because you saw where Gohan was, and the fact that Goku said, Cell, man, you're gonna lose if you don't have this. All of us said, what is going on right now? And this man says, what? Sun Tzu Bean, full power cell says, let's go. Gohan was getting his butt tore up because he didn't want to fight, and then you see him develop in that fight in such a way, when Android 16, well, it's not really spoilers at this point, but when Android 16 finally gets destroyed, it really showed that Gohan was Saiyan inside, even though we saw Super Saiyan outside, but he inside was not showing Saiyan. He was showing too much human. And when he let it go and had rage, my man was toying with Cell.
Yeah, and it was beautiful. Especially when they pan out and you see the transformation, and then it zooms in onto Gohan slowly, and then you only see Gohan's face and you see the tears running from like his eyes, like because he saw innocent life be taken right in front of him, and then like this evil creature pushed him to a limit where he didn't even want to go. Like, that's how I look at it. I think you can kind of look at these stories like and put in your own interpretations. But for me, it looked like Gohan never wanted to get to that level. And now it's like, all right, Cell, you push me here. Now you got to deal with it.
The part that makes it so crazy is that he gave us at least something for Gohan before passing away. Because we've been asking for years that Gohan get at least a form or something. Now, Beast Gohan or Final Form Gohan or whatever the name that we're gonna give this new Gohan, um, is well deserving. And then if you follow the manga, you know that right now they're having a Goku versus Gohan fight.
Hmm.
Um, in that form. So in all honesty, now the story really is gonna end. I do not know how they would continue Dragon Ball. I mean, how they could continue Dragon Ball without the mastermind of it all. Maybe he has like an outline or a timeline, but we all know Akira Toriyama to be somebody who forgot things. I mean, to the point where he forgotten characters. Like what happened to Launch? You know what I'm saying? What happened to her? Nobody knows. Like, so there's things that um that's where even Super Saiyan 3 came to be. It came like basically like out of nowhere because he forgot Super Saiyan 2 was a thing. Like there's things like this that it makes for great storytelling, but when you go look and find out what happened, he forgot half the stuff. So it's like instead of him looking for answers and stuff, he would just and I'm just in shock.
Yeah. Yeah. Same, man. Same. And like, it's very interesting the way he decided to weave his story from Dragon Ball. We saw the child Goku and we watched him mature. And then we watched Goku in adulthood in Dragon Ball Z. And then in Dragon Ball Super, um, we got to continue to see that adulthood journey, but then he's pushing his limits beyond what they were before. And we're seeing like, the movies where we got to see the Super Saiyan God. And apparently he made the first movie because he didn't want his legacy to be attached to the Dragon Ball Evolution, which is like, thank you for that. Um, and then he continued with it, and then he gave us a whole series, like, and we got to see him push beyond the limits of the Super Saiyan God, and then the Ultra Instinct in his fights with Jiren, and like it was amazing. Like we got to see some amazing things, especially with all the characters. I mean, we got to see Vegeta have his moment, and then the tribute that he did for the voice actress of Bulma, because we know
Oh
that she had
yes,
passed away.
yes, Bulma, and then the English voice actor for Frieza, I believe, also passed away.
Yeah, I heard about that
So
too. That's
yeah,
also
that
very
was
sad.
And there was a tribute to him, I believe, on the Frieza movie, the Reborn movie, if I'm not mistaken. I'm trying to remember at the top of my head, but yeah, no, definitely heartbreaking, honestly, go if you haven't met, I'm not met, but if you haven't said hello to your family members and stuff, give them a hug, you never know. I wish I'm telling you, like Akira, never met him. I wish I did, this is somebody who'd shape what storytelling is in the Eastern world and to impact such a way across the world. I mean, to this day, you can ask anybody randomly in the street, and they probably say Dragon Ball is an anime, and it's all thanks to Akira Toriyama.
I agree. Yeah, I wouldn't know anime without being first introduced to Dragon Ball Z.
I mean,
And
you have the Macy Parade, like you have Goku in it, like stuff like that. Like you just,
and
I don't
then
know.
this last year we got to see Luffy from One Piece. And
That would have never happened if it wasn't for Akira Toriyama.
yeah, I agree. He blazed the path for anime to be popular. And it took a while for weebs and whatever nerds for anime to be accepted and to be popular, but here we are. Now it's like if you don't watch anime, like who are you?
Yeah, you're sick.
Because just because people are catching up to what we knew as kids. It has the best stories. Yeah, it has the fighting and the power ups, and people complain about it. And, ignorant people, they're like, oh, you just power up the whole time and scream at the TV. Yeah, because you're only watching that part. You're missing the development of these characters. You got a character like Vegeta, who was like a ruthless killing Saiyan, right?
Vegeta is a perfect example of character development. You had the hero keep it consistent kind of thing, but character development, none like Vegeta. I feel like
No,
top tier.
absolutely. I mean, like you learn all about him, and then you're able to empathize with him by the time you reach the Frieza saga. And by the time you reach that saga, you're really hoping that this guy becomes a full good guy because he's kind of on the fence there still. He's kind of like doing it for selfish reasons, but he's not like a full good guy. And like, but then you slowly see like, okay, Frieza destroyed their whole planet. Frieza has pretty much been traumatizing this guy for his entire life. This is not just like, oh, I'm the prince of all Saiyans. I'm this big tough guy. No, this is a guy dealing with so much shit, and he's just trying to survive. And this dude, he wants the Dragon Balls so he can become immortal, not so he can take over the world or the universe, but he just wants to get revenge for his family. And then, it opens up as it goes on into the Cell saga with the Android saga. Now he has his own family, but then he kind of loses his Saiyan side. He's like, yeah, but like what about revenge and trying to take over shit and all that and try to beat Goku? Like he's trying to find his place, and it isn't until like the Buu saga where you see, okay, my place is here on Earth now. It's not like me trying to be this Prince of all Saiyans guy. I'm one of these guys protecting this. This is my home now. This is my family. And he never loses his Saiyan pride, as he calls it, but he adds a layer to it. Like he gave us that.
It's even said here that we forget that Dragon Quest, one of the very first console RPGs in Japan, he had a big deal in the art serving for those bases. He also teamed up with creator Yuji Horii and the Final Fantasy creator Hironobu Sakaguchi on Chrono Trigger. We're talking some of the finest games ever made.
Yeah,
This is a reach.
Chrono Trigger is probably one of the top games of like top 10 RPGs of all time, arguably top 5.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So, um, Yeah, I'm just gotta say, man, this is definitely sad news, but you know, like they say, the show must go on. So
Right.
Dragon Ball Chibi or Daima is slated to release the fall of this year. I'm 100% certain they're gonna put a lot of tributes of Akira Toriyama in this, and I don't expect anything less from the team. Hopefully, Funimation or whoever is the animation behind this to keep keep working. You know, le- is definitely rest in peace, Akira Toriyama.
Yeah. Rest in peace. We're going to be praying for your family, everybody that is still going to be here that has to deal with the suffering of your loss.
Uh,
Um,
like Goku said, whenever he released, um, not released, but when Akira Toriyama did the final panel of Goku and Cell before Goku died and saved everybody once more, he gave that "see you later" kind of thing to everybody. To the
yeah.
point where Vegeta didn't want to fight anymore. I hope. What I mean by this is I hope this does not cause where some of the other people who looked up to him, like Mishimoto and those other creators, that hopefully they don't act like Vegeta did and during that 7 year span of Goku's death, where he didn't want to fight again. Hopefully they keep drawing, they keep giving us great anime because literally anime's become a part of a normal thing here in the West, and we need that part of our lives to continue because it shows us great storytelling through people will call them cartoons and stuff. And in all honesty, it is just a cartoon, but
It's a form of media that pushes a story forward.
exactly. So
Um, and if people really were able to sit down and appreciate them, like, because I mean, as the more you watch, the more you kind of start understanding the humor that they use in the East and in their culture, and then you're able to laugh and just kind of enjoy it. And maybe looking from the outside in, you're thinking, okay, this is kind of silly. I don't understand. This is just for kids. But when you really take the time and you get to know these characters and you grow up with these characters, you can see why so many people grow attached and these characters become more than characters. They almost have a life of their own. I had a chance to meet the voice of Goku, the one who does the English dub,
Sean
Sean
Schemmel,
Schemmel. Yeah, and
yeah,
very nice guy, very cool guy. And I'm sure he's heartbroken by this news. And I'm
oh, 100%. Yeah,
and
he learned
uh,
Japanese also to be able to communicate with Akira, if I'm not mistaken, in the interview.
and I don't doubt that. Like that's pretty awesome. And it's very possible they probably heard this news already before us because as I was reading, apparently he had passed away on March 1st. They just held off on announcing this until now. So
As more information comes out, that's insane for a whole week, and then the world. You know what? I give them props for being able to keep the secret from the world for a week, because of
yeah,
all people, that is insane. Like that. Yeah, March 1st. That's what I'm seeing.
yeah, I just
Also,
saw
yeah.
that.
Yo, I respect that the families most likely already have said their goodbyes. I wouldn't
Yeah,
doubt it.
the family definitely had some quiet time to mourn, which that's another thing I really respect about. I don't know if that's a more of a culture thing or if that was more of just like because of who he is in the mainstream media that they were able to do that or why they did that. But I think that's a very beautiful thing. Just giving people all that time to, giving their immediate family the people who knew him, because to us he was this creator of a beautiful anime and several different stories and mangas that he's did, but to other people, that's their dad. That's a husband who just died. That's a brother. That's a cousin,
Cousin and
an
uncle, you
uncle,
know.
you know,
Yeah,
and
this
they're
is insane. This is. Oh wait. So apparently, I'm. This is just me finding things. Apparently, 20 hours ago, somebody already had found the leak. There's probably more stuff. If I really start digging, we can find out. But
I'm sure,
looks
yeah.
like there's been rumors about it. It's just. Well, I mean, obviously, it's just not just rumors. It's definitely his facts. But just wow. The mainstream media of every possible outlet like that has anything to do with anime is been releasing this information for an hour ago. So obviously the information is definitely new to all these companies. They finally were able to release information. Uh respect to all of them for waiting this long, and for those who really be trying to just know everything before the rest of the world, hey, kudos to you all for having the dedication to do so, but sometimes stuff like this is best to just let the news come out from the family, man. Just I would love to know who ate ramen at 2 o'clock in the afternoon in the East. I get it. It's amazing for you all, but like stuff like this is definitely nice that across the board for all these companies releasing something an hour ago. I respect it versus TMZ style. Like, oh yep, we found out he died. Let's just break the news out before there's
Right.
everybody else.
Right. It's I for me, I think it's important to be right. It's more important to be right than it is to be first. And especially in a situation like this is very delicate. It's very important to understand timing. And it's really not our place. It's not our place
Exactly.
until there's an official announcement.
You know, and
But
lot,
either
uh,
way, we know that this was somebody who contributed so much. He influenced so many. And as the weeks and months go on, as new chapters of mangas are going to be released for some of the more popular mangas that are, released regularly, we're going to see a lot of dedications. We're going to see a lot of dedications to him. We may even see like a chapter or two that like where people are going to be celebrating like him, and this is I would say this is like losing. Some people may think I'm over the top of this, but like this is like losing like Nelson Mandela. This is like losing Gandhi.
wow, that's
y-
tough.
this is like losing a major character. At least in this world of manga, he's right there, and he's one of the
Yeah,
most influential of all time.
I
Like,
mean, look at the. Remember the creator of Yu-Gi-Oh passing away a couple years ago or last year due to a sudden accident that happened with scuba diving, I believe.
I,
If I'm not
I didn't
mistaken.
even realize that happened. So out of the loop.
So yeah, so you see what I'm saying? Like he passed away suddenly, and there was a big upbringing in the Yu-Gi-Oh community, but that community only. That wasn't like look at the reach that Akira Toriyama. There's people that don't even know anything about the Eastern world, but they know Akira Toriyama as the creator of Dragon Ball. And out of curiosity, I went into eBay real quick because you know how people take advantage of these moments, and I just wanted to see what would happen with the
Oh
price.
God, I don't want to know.
Well, I will share this just because of what it is. They just newly listed a first issue of Akira Toriyama's weekly shonen manga from 1984 for the price of almost $3,000.
Hey, people are gonna
Now I
make
will
money
say
however they want. I mean,
yes,
it's ridiculous, but
it's ridiculous, but I will say, I mean, the content is insane, to be honest, because I haven't seen this in years pop up. So obviously, it's definitely going to be interesting if you're a collector of manga and stuff. I recommend do not buy anything for the time being, unless you buy it from a store that already has a price set up on something. But like, if you're looking for valuables, this is not the time. I'm just trying to protect you all before you all spend
uh,
your money way too early. Just
but
let the hype leave. And I feel like I'm looking at all the chapters and stuff and the different volumes and stuff. Everything looks still stable. It really everything that released before March 1st looks stable. I do see there was an increase of stuff being put here since March 1st, which so obviously people have known. People have known it just, is insane. Like,
yeah, and we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes as time goes on. Uh, it's still mind blowing to me. It's still crazy. Like, what was his age? 66 or
68,
something? 68.
68.
Yeah, that's wild. The fact that he was still putting in all that time at that age, but I guess that's not uncommon for especially
Um,
in this career.
nah.
But but
It's
man,
I just went to a random video just to see because they you know how anybody who's seen the manga or seen the anime and stuff, obviously if you're listening about this, there there's a scene in Dragon Ball where Goku has wings and
yeah,
they're sharing that across the board now. That's Akira Toriyama, yeah. Goku with the wings right now, so
I remember that photo because I remember in Dragon Ball in Dragon Ball Z Budokai, the very first one, not like Budokai Tenkaichi and all the other variations, but like the first one. Like I remember going through the story, and if you lose, like in the story, then that's the picture you see, and it says like game over or whatever. It has like Goku with like the wings. Uh,
yeah, I'm gonna be sharing that here with the Cinnabar Island now. Um,
I remember that,
um,
but man, God bless them, man. I'm never sure about how people's religions and stuff are, over there in the East. I know there's a lot of Buddhism and stuff, but um, all I know is that the Lord knows. He knows the hour and the time. We do not have that information. And it's going to be praying. It's going to be praying for his family and, for the repose of his soul. I hope that he can see our creator. That's I really hope that. And
oh,
I hope that when I pass, I can see him up there and have some conversations and be like, "Yo, bro, what was GT, bro? Why'd you let him make GT, bro?"
no, no, he legit only had one say in it. He has said it multiple times. He was
I
able
know,
to
I
design
know,
Super Saiyan 4.
I know, I know. And the Super Saiyan 4 was a beautiful thing. I really love Super Saiyan 4. But that's really all I got to say. I mean, hope he's doing good, and I hope his family can find peace. And I hope they know that there's a lot of people all around the world that really love his work. And many people, they wouldn't be the same without the models of these characters, these people trying to be like some of these characters. Um, Maybe not literally in the physical sense, but trying to
Yeah,
stand up for
no,
what's good, trying to be a hero in the modern day.
yeah, no. It's definitely like I said, it's definitely hey, I love the internet because it literally reminds me of all the things that I try not to do, but I'm over here trying to look for like a scene where Vegeta's crying, and then the internet got me already without me looking for it.
Yeah,
Like
of
the
course.
scene, And then when Gohan's crying when he sees Goku leaving him, like it's just such honestly,
But what do you got? What do you got for our listeners, bro? What's something you want to leave them with?
I want to leave them with obviously, we never know when's the last breath we're gonna take, y'all. So just please live your life. If you ever need to reach out to anybody, listen, just go ahead and reach out to me. I'll be an ear. I'll lend you an ear. I'll lend you some advice. Don't ever let uh let yourself be in a situation where something like this would affect you and you don't know what to do. Just I'll be here to listen because this right here, it hits home.
Yeah. And if you have a loved one that you haven't talked to in a long time, and maybe you're feeling anxious, because I had this experience just like earlier this week. I hadn't called my uncle in a long time. And I was feeling bad because more and more time was going on since I called him. But he's getting up there in years. He's like almost like 90 something or whatever. And then in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, what if I don't call him today and it's his last day? And I put that off way too long. But I did call him and he is well. Praise be God. But the point is, I lived in fear, thinking I'm going to get a phone call and one of my family members in Puerto Rico is going to tell me he's not with us anymore. And I let that bottle up over time. And I was thinking, like, man, like, but if I call him, he's going to be, why haven't you called me? And it's going to, like, as more time went on, I let the anxiety keep me from making the call. And then when I finally called him, he was so happy to hear from me. The point is, if you got someone like that you haven't talked to in a hot minute, it could be a friend, it could be a family member, make the call. Make the call. Don't do the text. Make the call. Or do the text to see if they can answer the call, but do the call. It's worth it.
Yeah, no, definitely. Reach out, y'all. Don't stay quiet. Reach out, do what you can. I will say my last thing. I know I said probably the last thing a second ago, but the last thing I'm gonna mention here is Sayonara Goku.
All right. Everybody, thank you for tuning in again. And try to have a wonderful day. See you later.